Freddy in the 8th. We are back.
That's not 6 to go. Play on.
Come on.
Bang. See you later, champ.
Call an ambulance. Still going. Tony Staggs. Happy's on his way again.
Sidestep him, Cole. He's on the ground.
Oh, go, Freddy.
That's going through his brain.
Oh, Andrew Jordan. What has happened there? Oh, wow. Big Papa. Stop it. He's taking the mickey.
I'd like to see that.
I've got nothing. Wow.
Wowee, there it is.
Yes, hello, welcome to Freddy and the 8th. It is great to be back and great to have Mazda BT50 on board as the sponsor as well. Some big things have changed. Big shout out to our mate Joe.
I had
He
one.
loves it.
I had one for a while. Big thumping thing, big wheels and mags, and
Love it.
What about the same thing?
Yes. Hey, another big shout out too to Matthew Thompson for sitting in for me. The last month, but I had a little bit of FOMO, so I booted him out back from suspension.
Tank and Titus.
Ready to rip in.
he was on. He was sharp.
We're on the road, Brad. We're at Coogee Surf Club. Big
Yeah.
thanks to the New South Wales Rugby League guys for helping make
Look at this
happen for the
place.
show. You're in camp.
Can you get that view behind or not
It's-
really? Can you zoom in with both? Like, it's just world class.
It's a great spot.
It's wonder you didn't get this package when you signed with the Roosters.
Well, actually, when I first signed with the Roosters, I lived in the hotel across the road for about a month, and I was going to live there. That would have been good for me.
Oh,
me
yeah.
guts.
Oh my goodness.
Imagine me hips living in a hotel with room service. That would have been just a great move.
We've got a lot to talk about today. Let's rip in it. But before we do, you boys look away. We're winding the clock back to give ourselves a little refresher at what's on the line this Origin series to Game 3, 2020.
Series 39, the decider, the unforgettable, the last game of the year. Time is on. Short chance on here, and Valentine has got the first try. Almost in the middle of the ground, but they go to the left side for Terry to put a kick in. And Allen goes up and comes down without it, and the Blues are claiming a try. But he's 7 metres away from the line. Grant gets it on to Welch, and he gets it back to Grant. Grant puts the head down. Oh, I think he might have a try. That's it, though. There he is. He's blowing time. Origin done and dusted with Queensland winning the Shield.
Alrighty, so what a tight turnaround too from November into what are we now, June for this series. Brad, we're in camp. You're 2 days in. How's it been so far with the troops?
Been good. First couple of days are always, you're getting players in, just working out where they are physically, and you're sort of getting your schedule together. So by pretty much Thursday, you start to get the footy into the players and bring them together. So, the first couple of days really important. Just get everyone on the same plane. It's great seeing these blokes. I haven't seen them for a long time, and this is my 4th year, so you sort of build up a pretty good relationship with a lot of these players. It's great to see.
Does anything beat, Andrew, that first day in camp as well? Maybe bring back great memories for you as well.
Well,
the buzz.
If something would be the second day and the third day.
They've been.
The years before mobile phones.
Yes, exactly right.
No, but the first day was always a buzz.
Yep.
Coming down from Newcastle, we'd be all that butterflies would be so good.
I love
Because in those days, like I'd never see Freddie, I'd never talk to him. At all.
And then bang.
Then back in.
I mean, yeah,
And away you go.
that's what it felt like.
Hey.
It was over that quick.
We'll go back to some old camp stories a little later in the piece. Let's talk Townsville first up. Brad, how do you prepare for what's to come? So you talk Suncorp Stadium. We always talk the hostility up there, and you've spoken about it lately about the crowd giving it to you when you're on the sideline. What do you expect in Townsville? Is it a different sort of crowd, or will it be the same?
It'll be a bit smaller, but I can't imagine being any different at all. Just the design of the field's very similar to Suncorp. It's right on top of you. You've got the open end at one end, so I think conditions may alter if there's wind around or whatever, but in general be hostile. I think it'll be vibrant. There'll be a lot of energy in there, so I think the players will really appreciate it. And it's another venue. The players have played there plenty of times. I think they all respect the great arenas at the moment, and that's one of them.
Excited to get up there, Andrew? Townsville?
Yep. lock myself in my room, don't leave the room, go to the ground, straight back to my room.
Do you have a lady meet you at the airport with the ticket still, just to try to entice you out?
To the Mad Cow. No.
Mad cow dollars. Just to get
If I
you
went to
in
the
there.
Mad Cow, I'd come home looking like the Cookie Monster.
Remember, my favourite memory of the Mad Cow was
Cookie.
we were an Australian team, and we looked over and Ben Kennedy had the
moose head.
he had a moose head on.
And not much else.
Just,
Yep.
oh, that was so funny.
I imagine the noise of the crowd. It's you're talking over 50 plus at Suncorp Stadium. We're 25 at Queensland Country Bank Stadium.
We did the opener. I think it was when the Broncos beat the Cowboys in round 2 last year, before the last game before COVID. But doesn't sort of keep the noise like Suncorp. Suncorp and Bankwest is another. They're just the way the stands are and the roofs, it just keeps all the sound in. But it's going to be as hostile a crowd that I think we've experienced.
Absolutely.
Although Game 3 last year was the most hostile crowd I've seen at Origin. First time 100% capacity, 99% of them were from up there. It was hostile.
Hey, with the selections, Brad, always great, obviously. I mentioned on 100% for you the other night, just seeing you on Sunday mornings around the studio, making your phone calls and seeing that big smile on your face, being able to call players who've been there before, but also ones that haven't. Jerome Luai, must have been a fun chat to have.
Mate, they were all good. They were all so different. I rang Jerome, he was coughing and spluttering. And then I rang Brian, he was at church, and I rang Isaiah. He was buying a baby's pram. Latrell was at the basketball. Like, I'm trying to think of some of the others, mate. Junior Paula, his wife and family were next to him on the way home from footy, and I was asking her if he was fit enough at the moment. She's going, yeah, you know.
That's
She
awesome.
gave me pretty much the nod that he was going to be okay.
Great.
So, no, it was great. It's always, you know, they're all so different. We sort of, you know, we put them in such a shell where we think they're all the same, but they're all so different. They've got so much different things going on in their life at the moment. So, yeah, it was awesome. Fantastic.
I was sitting there when you got off the phone to Josh Adokar. You just turned to me and go, how many more bras can you get into one sentence? Yeah, bra, we're ready, bra. Got your bra. No
we're having a dinner last night, and Ron Coote walked in, and Josh had no idea who Ron Coote
really?
was, and I sort of introduced him, and Josh goes, "Hey, bro." I said, "This is Ronnie, played a bit for the Roosters and the Rabbits," and he goes, "You having dinner, bro?" That was it.
I can remember the first time I
Me and Ronnie will laugh.
I introduced Ronnie Coote to my partner Kate, and she went, "Ronnie Coote? There actually is a person called Ronnie Coote. It's not what you talk about all the time."
Oh, that's good.
Ronnie Coote.
You keep inviting Ronnie over.
He gets mentioned every day at my job.
Andrew, you mentioned before when you come down, your Newcastle teammates in the team with you. With Jerome, how much easier does it make his debut when you've got your halves partner from your club there and all your other teammates?
Yeah, it definitely helps. And it's probably a great thing Freddy did. He had the boys in last year. The guy, how many players did you have in last year?
They ended up having 27, I think.
Sometimes handling the week in camp or the 10 days in camp that's part of the trick. So it definitely helps. With Nathan being there, but then also Isaiah and the players around him. So yeah, it really helped.
The energy is one thing the Fox brings. Brad, there's some wild birds. The big albatross just went
It
flying.
had something hanging out its mouth. It might have been Jerome.
Is he home yet? What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So the energy that the Fox has got.
Yeah.
Jerome's got a bit of that swagger about him as well. How much does that help in the camp too, in terms of keeping everyone up, refreshed?
Well, I think the important part is to be themselves.
Yep.
I know Jerome plays a big part with the energy and all that at Penrith, and I'm sure the Fox does at Melbourne. So it's about coming into an area where people they're not that familiar with, and being able to be yourself. So it's good watching all the different personalities. Some blokes shy away, and some blokes
Brian
get more
Toto,
excited.
is he a bit more withdrawn? What do you?
Yeah, he doesn't say much, but he's a great chat, and I expect him to get more and more vocal as he gets on. But generally, he's pretty quiet. He's a nugget. My God, he's like a little rock. Oh, wow.
Yeah, good
No
luck
wonder he's
tackling
so hard. I asked, it's good because, like, if I'm standing next to a player here, I'll say, "What's he like to play against?" And Brian Ty, they go, "Oh, mate, he's hard to tackle."
Really?
Yeah. So anyway, good luck, Queensland.
So with his selection, so height, obviously you've had Tupou in the past on the wing, you have great for crossfield kicks. Could his height have worked against him in selection, or is he just in too good a form?
But he gets off the ground. He's, he's. I think all wingers at some stage, dealing with high balls and errors and all that. Like them more than anyone are under pressure, constantly because they're not only catching passes to score tries, they're bringing the ball out of trouble and they've got to catch kicks, and they've got blokes now who are 6'6" and jumping over the top of them. So, but we've got a strategy around that. He brings a lot on other parts of his game, and he's doing a pretty good job of that as well.
We focus too much on what they can't do.
Absolutely.
Preston Campbell, how many times do you reckon Preston got told, you're too small? Too small, mate. Ends up winning Dally M, one of the great players.
Yeah.
What are you expecting from Latrell, Andrew?
I hope we see that explosive excitement from him.
Yep.
It's pretty red hot at the edge, that one. He's got his mate,
Is it ever?
the Fox outside of him. So you got Jerome floating around that side. Who's the back row of that side?
On the left will be Tarek.
Tarek, so it's a bit of a strike side, but keys with Latrell, you don't go to him all the time. You go to him when you need something. Think back of that grand final when the Roosters beat Canberra, game on the line, he just grabbed that flip.
You've been communicating with him a bit this year too, haven't you, Latrell?
Yeah.
Latrell, Brad?
Yeah, we've been good. We see all the blokes at the footy now, so
Yeah.
we're not restricted to not being able to talk to them. But it's been good, watching him play at South. I think the suspension hurt, without a doubt. So I think he's going to get better and better as the season goes. And you saw South had a big turnaround against Parramatta on the weekend. So I think that was a turning point for their club.
What about Nathan, Andrew? What do you think he learnt last year? Disappointment from Origin, disappointment from the grand final as well, yet still probably taking his game to another level.
Well, I can imagine the character Nathan is. It really burnt during the off season.
Yep.
But was Nathan 22 now?
No, 23.
23. Nathan is getting very close to being the complete halfback, which normally doesn't happen till your late sort of 20s. But this year especially, he's creating more, he's taking more risks. He's still that real steady influence on the team and gets the team around and plays the percentages. But this year especially, he's starting to play outside the structure, and he's getting so close to being that complete package. It's frightening doing it at 23.
The hooking role, Damien Cook, how close was Appy, Brad?
What happens is I think every player just goes, a lot of the time their form goes with their club form. And Cookie's form over the last month, they got beat twice by 50. He's been a big part of what we've done here and sort of around the way we play. I think just if we can get him some quick play of the balls, he becomes dangerous. And I think South City made sure they weren't creating enough quick play of the balls, and Cookie made sure they could have done more. So having Appy, he's quite the character too. So he's, I think you'd enjoy his company, Andrew.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's a little bit of shiftiness about Appy. When you see it on the field, there's shiftiness, There's just like, he's a worker. I like his personality and I like the way he plays.
How does the rooming situation go these days? Are you matching players up still, or have they?
They get the couple at I think Teddy and Nathan get a room on their own, and the rest are buddied up.
Do you pick that?
No. Oh, between me and Peter Parr, the manager,
How come Nathan gets his own room?
His vice.
Oh.
So he's 18.
I hated rooming on my own. This is just
No drinking, buddy?
Just the head noise was definitely
Too much quiet time.
bouncing off walls. It was like rock and roll wrestling. King Kong Bundy off the ropes.
See, I read, like they talk about how Steve Smith, when he's in his room, it's just all cricket.
Is he?
Bats. Yeah, just doing. I'm picturing you though.
Mate, it's the in-house movies. It was a worry.
Who picks up the bill on that one?
New South Wales League.
They're still paying it off.
Yeah.
Wonder why I dropped 3 kilos in Kia.
Eddie, and have all the couples stayed together, Brad? Been no room changes?
No, I don't think so.
Everyone's happy?
You try to put them together. There's also club people. You like them to be comfortable, but then sometimes you also like them to get to know other people as well. So I had a few different. We roomed together.
Yeah.
We did a bit of rooming together.
Laurie Dale, I room with him. We never had clothes on the whole time. That's what I call him, the nudist. Just nude the whole time. If you're walking across the room, I'd be like, hey, Loz, how are you? Just had posters of him up on my wall. Not like Mr. March.
Yeah. I'm assuming you get your own room, Brad. I saw Brandy's here. You're not.
No,
not you
there's
and
no
Brandy.
rooming.
Did you have a room with Brandy back in the day for anything?
No. He kept to himself. He was the captain, you know.
Right, yeah.
He was a
You
bit
got the
older.
penthouse.
Who was your worst roomie you had?
Worst.
I had Chief one time. I had Paul Harrigan.
Oh.
Chief has got a theory on everything, and there's a hidden message and everything. And watching TV, and there's a hidden message. Oh, by the end of it, it's just like, mate, it's just an orange sitting there. There's no other meaning than orange being on the table.
Chief, that's great. Well,
And he always had these golf balls and cricket balls he'd be laying on all the time. What are you doing? Anyway, love you, Chief.
That's a great visual, that one. Game one fast approaching. Two great teams led by two great skippers, James Tedesco and Daly Cherry Evans.
Here's a break made by Tedesco. James is away. Daly Cherry Evans on the inside, and he'll race away for 2 tries in 2 minutes. Oh, Tedesco again. Straight up the middle. He goes to Crichton. That's out of this world. DCE puts in a kick. Saab underneath and takes it and scores. Oh, Tedesco! Right foot step, left foot step, back to Tedesco! He's got 3! In perfect position, it goes to DCE, and he kicks it!
And make sure you get to one of those, or if not all those matches too, nrl.com/tickets, games 1, 2 and 3. Head to that website, get involved. We are here in the Coogee Beach Surf Life Saving Club. Bit of a buzz building here. Is this brekkie breakfast with the team? every
Brekkie
day
film
here?
are just starting to arrive actually. So we do brekkie, bit of stretching, team meetings. We generally spend most of the mornings here. It's an awesome place.
Can't complain about
Awesome.
that. Fast five, let's rip in. A non-origin topic to kick things off. Nico Hines, Andrew. 3-year deal, 1.8 with the Cronulla Sharks. He's decided to leave the Melbourne Storm.
I think he'd suit the Shire. It's a great buy. Great buy. Who they got playing fullback at the moment?
Will Kennedy.
Will Kennedy. Yeah, so, but he can play any position. He can play half, 5'8" or fullback, so it's a great buy.
I think,
Considering Sean Johnson's off contract, whether they're
Yeah, Sean Johnson, Moylan, Trindle.
Might
There's
be
a
a
few
bit
there.
worried if you're one of them.
Yeah, someone will be moved on, but Fitzy's obviously been in camp. He's been pretty busy the last couple of days, but I think that's a really great coup, considering there was a lot of talk about how they missed out on a few players.
Yep.
And, but no, I think he looks like such a player of the future.
Back on the Origin, topic number 2, Felice Kafusi, getting off at the judiciary for that tripping charge, Andrew.
Well, in years gone by, back in the catch and kill era of the 70s, a trip was an automatic send-off.
Trip and eye gouge. They were the things you didn't do.
And you would get suspended for a long time. So you can hit someone in the face with a feather and get 3 weeks.
Yes.
But you trip someone and get off.
I saw it. I only saw it late yesterday because someone was talking about it. I wondered what he got off, but the bloke didn't fall over. So does it become do you get off tripping and it's more striking? Like
Well,
he's just kicked you.
If I try to hit you with an axe and it doesn't happen, free to go.
There you go.
They're the rules, apparently.
Time to go back in history. Brad, if there's one Origin match that you could go back and redo all again, which one would it be?
The last one, only because I think it's the one I remember the most. They had a great moment there. The footy team was so young compared to me. I was like at the end of my career, and they were all so young, all the Gasniers and Coopers, and there was Heine and Minnie and all these sort of young blokes coming through. So that was pretty awesome. ANZ Stadium was packed.
Yep.
It was unreal.
You, Andrew?
Problem first, 95. It was during the Super League War. We got beat 3-0 that year. So probably the first one. Wasn't ready.
All this talk about stadiums, was Newcastle ever in with a chance?
No, I think New South Wales government were talking to the league, and Bankwest was going to be the venue. So, mate, you really want to get to the biggest venues.
Yep.
And Suncorp, ANZ, I know this is unusual how it just was sprung upon us, but Newcastle would be good to, it would be good, but I think I think you've got to take it to the biggest venues.
Was there ever consideration of going Suncorp 1, Stadium Australia 2, and then if the COVID...
I think corporately, you got people who are always committed to those two venues, the Suncorp and the ANZ. They normally sell out pretty early, so I think
Newcastle would have been good.
Oh. Yep. And deserve it too, I reckon. Last topic, best pre-game Origin speech you've had from a coach over the years.
I remember Gus actually did a whole one on you being ready, and he said the analogy was about conscription and people just, the knock on the door some people would have got, just living in suburbia, knock on the door and, you're going to war. And I just remember him just teasing that the whole camp and Chief and those blokes. And like even blokes like ET and some people who sort of you thought wouldn't react to motivation speeches as much. I just remember that was an awesome one because it's always great when you're in a rugby league team and you're talking about war and that commitment and all that. So I reckon everyone was pretty primed for that.
What about you, Joe?
Yeah, same, that one. Talking about the knock on the door and then the knock came. We didn't have the 2-minute bell then. You get
They used to knock on the door.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he tied it all back in.
Yep.
He was a master at it.
So you hear that knock at the door and then you just...
That's it. You're on.
Game on.
Well, the whole thing is about being ready.
Yep.
Yeah.
So cool. What about your pre-game speeches, Brad? Do you say much on game night ahead of kickoff?
I think it all changes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you feel more ready than others, and other times you feel like you don't have to say much at all. Sometimes you feel like the players are really in control, and you sort of, you wing it a bit, just get the vibe, and it's a great place to be.
Yep.
Pre-Origin dressing room, there's just no better place to be.
Did you keep it simple, Andrew, with any words you had before team runs out?
No. Team meetings, short.
Yep. Don't muck around.
SHIT, talk, short. Mate, the job's been done and you're playing with the best players. You don't need to say anything.
I remember in the Australian team, Noddy was a talker. Brett Kamali, he'd walk around
Just talking.
just chipping away, And I remember
Gotta get on kick chase. Get on kick chase.
Shane Webke.
Shane Webke. Shush! Shut up!
That was hilarious.
Creaky Shane Webke, I wouldn't want that.
That was fun.
Big Ukrainian.
Shush.
Webke.
Hey, the complete package, thanks to the Mazda BT50. Turbo, tell me, he's certainly been the complete package this year. How do you unlock his best in the centres, Andrew?
Well, he's got to get some early ball. And we saw in Perth a couple of years ago, whenever him and Tedesco were around the ball or playing to each other,
Yep.
Turbo scored 3 tries in the first half there. Just got to get him the ball in the right situations. Freakish player.
Do you let him do a bit of roving too, Brad? A bit of what we see from him at club level at fullback?
Yeah, he's obviously a player that you want to go there and be involved in the game.
Yep.
So, there's also there's a position as part of a team, but then there's him just it's getting that balance right. You don't need the whole right side of the field empty for the entire game either, because that's not going to help the team either.
Andrew, you mentioned before you got the best of the best all there. From a coaching perspective, when you're working with the backline in camp, how much information are you giving them at training?
We just let them, predominantly the blokes in the key positions at Penrith, so it's just do what you do best and you combine and you put your plays on. Goes from there. Look, it's only a small percentage of the game. It's all those moves and stuff. It's like 5% of the game. The other 95% is just eyeballs out going hard. But that 5% is where you get all your points from. So you got to be nailing that.
It must be a pretty cool thing, Brad, getting a little bit of intel from all the clubs with all the players there and trying to combine it into a superpower.
Yeah, you do, and you get off the staff. All the staff are involved in clubs as well, so they're good with their info, and everyone's pretty trustworthy. So it's you realise how different clubs are, like how they're run, and what their motivations are and what they rely on.
I think I was surprised to see different players, like Dale Finucane, how OCD he
Oh
was
yeah, absolutely.
with his preparation and the way he plays.
And then there's other people that if they're not relaxed and then it affects their game. I actually had a walk with Damien Hardwick this morning.
The Richmond coach?
The Richmond are staying here.
Wow.
They were just I think just picking each other and just some things out of interest in how they, prepare. And geez, they're in a strange situation at the moment. Oh my God. Yeah, just interesting how they deal with their preparation, how they deal with their big lists and rehab and
Mate, they're
recovery.
a powerhouse. They've 3 flags in the last 4 years.
Richmond, don't they?
Yeah, I went 3 in a trot. It's crazy.
Dusty, all their gang.
Have you ever met Dustin Martin? Have you?
Yep.
On the drink?
Yep.
Ooh.
He'd be fun.
It was a dream team. It was myself and Finchy, Dusty and Dane Swan.
My
Melbourne?
God. That is the
Dream team.
That's the drinking dream team
Yeah.
right there.
In Melbourne?
Melbourne.
Wow.
Play on.
Who
Being
led the
showers?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Showers at the venue?
Play on.
Hey,
What's a baby cat called?
while we're on this theme, Brad, obviously every Origin camp, the bonding session, everyone enjoyed themselves, pull off okay?
Yeah, early part of the week. It's all pretty, mate. These days it's
Pretty tame.
very timid, yeah. Very, very, just chalk and cheese. So, but they're such thoroughbreds now, the players,
No horseback riding, Robbie Kearns?
No.
It's hilarious.
Can you actually believe that it happened? When I think about that,
It was the first time I've ever ridden a horse. Yeah, I had no idea. So, there's a rhythm, obviously. The horse was going up, I'd be going down. Mate, just sitting on my plums for about 3 minutes. It was just ridiculous when you think about it. Kearns coming back. Next thing you see this horse just running, we go, this is that. And then you see Kearnsy just walking up like a mongrel dog.
And Clydie.
Clydie fell off too.
Mate, I was
But
behind
you know what
him.
happened? So we're all on horses and they're trail horses forever. So Terry Hill, he was on a Clydesdale and he was riding. Then all of a sudden he's going past whipping this thing. And this Clydesdale takes, his feet were that
They're
big.
enormous.
Then they all started chasing.
Do we know whose idea that was?
Wayne Hughes.
Was it really? Oh, it's the best.
Mate, I was behind Clydie and that, and talk about people with no rhythm. You think they're athletes. They're like that, and then they just start going, they didn't know how to adjust, and they just hit the deck.
I think when you get on a horse, you don't realise until you're on it how high up
High,
you're
high,
It's
yeah.
so high.
And they're big.
Yeah.
They're big animals.
Hey, before we wrap up, footy this weekend, 4 games across the weekend. Thursday night, Dragons Broncos. Friday, it's Tigers Panthers. Saturday, Storm Titans. But Sunday, Knights and Eels, Newcastle
Yes.
live on 9. And 20 years, Andrew,
20
since
year
2001.
anniversary. We're all meeting up there Friday, Saturday, and then all going to the game.
Sean Rudder?
No, Rudsy's he's a yoga teacher in Melbourne, Rudsy.
What?
Yeah. He was a bit alternate. He was studying law at university.
Wow.
The boy from Singo, Razor Rudder, and then he became a yoga teacher in meditation down in Melbourne.
Wow.
It's like an onion, many layers to Rudsy. Good fella.
You'll need a few layers this weekend, I imagine, in Newcastle.
Yep.
How many days? The weekend.
Yeah. Friday lunch, we're all meeting, which is informal. And Mark Hughes, Boozies, organised a pub for us to go after it.
Lovely.
And then Saturday night, there's like a gala event, like a ball sort of night. And then Sunday, the team gets presented to the crowd. Wow. So,
Are you working Sunday?
yeah,
The
apparently.
little hair will be sticking up at the back.
Dennis the Menace.
It's worth tuning in just to see how you pulled up.
We should get a rating from the fans at home if we can give Joey a Sunday rating just on
Yeah.
appearance.
Although I got
Gauge his
the
weekend.
bride's coming up, so
What?
yeah.
She's smelling
Should be
danger.
Should be one out, one back, just getting hold. I'll be that horse just. Whoa, boy, whoa.
Can't wait.
Just smashing
Big
into the rail.
Anyway,
All done. Thanks,
Can't wait
boys.
for it.
Bring it on. Look forward to the weekend, Bradley.
Good luck.
We won't see you on the broadcasting this weekend, but we'll see you next Wednesday.
Friday.
Oh, you're on Friday night? Coming down to
Friday
camp?
night. Yeah.
Great. Who you got? Tigers, Panthers?
Tigers,
Like
Panthers. Can't wait.
yeah, Dragons, my specials of the weekend.
it. Okay.
The more you put on, the more you get back, but do it responsibly.
All said. Thanks, Uncle Andrew.
Go and steal your grandmother's.
Thank you,
purse.
Brad. And thank you for tuning in. Good to be back.
Do it
Freddie
responsibly.
in the 8th. We'll see you same time next week, I imagine. Yeah, no, sometime, it may be in a fortnight. Who knows? Hopefully we'll be back. Catch you next week. Thanks to the Mazda BT50.
Joe.